Hey guys, welcome back to Say Mojo Homestead. We are having a fun treat for 4th of July today.
Yes, we are.
We are making peach ice cream with fresh peaches picked from our tree and goat's milk. So watch out for So we have an amazing harvest this year on our peach trees, a lot more than we've had in the past. We also have blackberries that need to be picked. I'm really excited about this dessert today. I'm gonna put you guys down for a second so we can start harvesting these peaches.
So if you caught our garden tour that we did this weekend, we had kind of mentioned at the very end about our peaches. This is by far the biggest peach harvest that we've had on this little tree. So we're pretty excited about that. It is kind of the first year that we should have expected a bigger harvest, so that is part of it. And also it's the first year because of that I did not come through and thin them out early on just to help get more energy into the tree. What you do want to do with any fruit tree, the first probably really 3 years that it's in the ground, is go in as soon as it starts to set fruit and only leave a couple of fruits per branch. That's just so that the tree itself can put forth more energy into trying to get itself established so that you can have better harvest in the future years. This is the first year I didn't do that, and it has really paid off.
I think that's pretty much all of them that are ready. There might be a couple over there.
2 days ago, none of these are ready, so they're gonna ripen fast.
Yeah. This tree, I don't know if you can tell, but there are 2 different sets of leaves on this tree. It's because we actually grafted what we think is a nectarine tree. We don't really remember. We'll know when it sets fruit. Welcome to the way we homestead.
Fruit is fruit.
Fruit is fruit, right? And it's a stone fruit, so it can be grafted to a peach tree. That's all that matters. But it's actually doing really well. We don't have any fruit on it yet. When did you graft this? It's been a year, 2 years?
It was last year.
Last year. So not quite ready to fruit, but it's doing really well, and they both seem to be thriving. I can't even see the graft anymore. So hopefully we'll start seeing some fruit in the next couple of years on that.
You go pick that one. Ready to pick. So we're gonna take these guys inside and start on our summer treat.
Yes.
So for this recipe, you're only gonna have to use like 3 medium peaches. You're going for about 2 cups of sliced peaches at the end product. So you're gonna wanna peel these. Now there is a way easier way to peel these. It's just that our kitchen is a little bit occupied right now because of all of the 4th of July festive foods that are being made in there. Cass's family always does several types of dips and fun foods that are just kind of put out for the day for us to enjoy. And her grandma and aunt are still here, so they are in there doing that. So I'm going to peel these. Now, to do it quicker, it's basically the same method that you would do with tomatoes. You put them down in boiling water for about 30 seconds and then immediately put them into an ice bath, and these peelings will slide right off. But it's just a little too chaotic in there right now, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way and skin them with a knife. Honestly, guys, we have never made this recipe. We have made other forms of peach ice cream, but this is more of a custardy type base, and so it's just going to make it a richer end product ice cream. Oh, these peaches smell amazing. So what I'm doing is just cutting these into chunks. We're going to sprinkle half a cup of sugar on there, let those juices come out, and once those juices come out, we're going to add that to the custard base and then mash up all of these other pieces. So it doesn't really matter how uniform they are. They can be big, they can be small, because in the end, all of these chunks are going to get mashed up. The reason you want to do that anytime you're putting fruit into ice cream, because whole pieces of fruit or big chunks of fruit are going to freeze and get really icy. And that is just not a good texture, in my opinion, to have in ice cream. We are going to add 1.5 cups of whole milk and 1.5 cups of cream. So that was that combined. We're also, to that, going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. And heat this up. Don't want it to boil, just where it starts to steam. Sort of sit and do its thing while we work on the eggs. All right, so now for the eggs. We're using 5 egg yolks, and we're gonna separate out those yolks. We're gonna add 1/4 cup of sugar to that, whisk it, and then we're gonna slowly add a little bit of that steamed cream into it, and then we're gonna put the whole thing together, cook it down to get a creamy custard type base. All right, so once we've added those eggs to that mixture, we want to heat it back up to about 170, 175, which looks like we are right on the money. You're going to turn it off, let it cool down, and then you're going to add those peaches after that. So take it off the heat. You're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla to this mixture. Yeah, that looks good. And then the next thing to do will be add that peach juice in there that is separated from the peaches, because you don't want those peaches in there quite yet. And we're gonna let this cool down as cool as we can get it before we add it to our ice cream mixer, because the colder we can get this before it goes in there, the better this thing's gonna come together. So after you've cut up the peaches and let them sit for about 30, 40 minutes, you're gonna mash them and get all those chunks broken down into basically a pulp, and then we're going to strain that, and that juice is what is going to get added to the custard base. All right, guys, so we're adding a little twist to this traditional ice cream. We're actually going to add a little bit of blackberries into this, so it's going to be more of a blackberry peach ice cream. So I'm going to add the blackberries to this pot. We're going to cook them down, basically make a simple kind of compote, and mix that in as well. All right, so the next step is to add it to your ice cream maker. We're using our KitchenAid one, and let it go. This one's gonna take about 20 minutes. After that, it's gonna start to set up. It's not gonna be frozen solid. It's gonna be more of kind of a soft serve consistency. So you're gonna wanna put it in a container, put it in the freezer for about 4 hours, and after that, it will be scoopable and ready to go. Now, you can't put it in there for more than 4 hours. It's just a minimum of 4 hours. So we're gonna do that. The last like 2 minutes of the churning is when we're gonna add the peach pulp that is left, and also our blackberry compote.
Let's see.
That's very good. Really, really good. I like the blackberries with peaches. I think that's really, really good.
Be sure to try this recipe and let us know what you think about it, or share any of your favorite peach desserts in our comments below. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Have a great week and be blessed.